blonde. Yes, I am blonde, and sometimes my brain goes, ooh, shiny things. And I can't, for the life of me, remember what I was going to say. So I'm going to put on lip gloss. Why? Because my brain is directly connected to lip gloss. So seriously blonde. What was I talking about? Dad. We have a problem. We like to give. We like to give and not think of ourselves. And which conceptually is fantastic in the way it always should be. But if you give people stuff and you don't think how you're going to pay your bills or how much you have left over, it can get you in some serious trouble. We have racked up in giving debt probably $170,000. Yeah, kind of crazy. Some of the things we've done, for example, we are currently through August paying for my sister-in-law and her husband to be up here in the United States. I don't think I've mentioned this. My husband was born and raised in Colombia. He's a U.S. citizen and more American than me, you, and pretty much every American out there. He's like the diehard American now. So we brought his sister and her husband to the United States for English classes for them at George Mason. George Mason is $24,000 a year student. International students, you can't get loans, so we had to come up with cash to do it, which that means we took out a loan with the bank. So, $24,000 each plus about $3,000 a month in living expenses. So that's a big chunk of our debt. Another thing that we did, my sister-in-law had jaw issues, things that could have probably been fixed with braces, maybe not, when she was a kid, but my in-laws were very, very poor and couldn't afford it. And so by the time she was an adult, she needed facial reconstructive surgery. They broke her jaw in I don't even know, it's 20, 30 places, and put screws in and moved her jaw and moved her teeth, and it was out of control what they did. But we paid for that, and because it was, she had pain, but it wasn't something that insurance considered mandatory, necessary for life. So so we ended up paying out of pocket for that bank loan. My in-laws live in Manizales, Colombia, and I absolutely love going to visit them. They have this adorable little house there. It's not in the best neighborhood, but it's so cute. And my father-in-law does a lot of work on it himself, and it's just a great house. And when we go to visit, I'm sure I'll film there and you can see it. And their second floor, their house actually has 4 levels. They have a roof terraza, and so that's actually the 4th level, but they have 3 levels. I seriously can't count. Seriously blonde this morning. So their second level is where all the bedrooms are. If you imagine a wood floor in the US, it sits on top of a subfloor. Well, they had a wood floor that sat on nothing. So it's these, little thin planks holding everything up. There were no support beams, really, nothing. It was kind of the floor. And my daughter loved it because, my daughter, the last time she went, she was 3. She could look in between the planks because there were these gaps, maybe, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch apart, and she could actually look down the floor and see people downstairs and have conversations with them, and she loved doing that. I was always kind of a little concerned that the extra weight of my family and our suitcases and everything was going to cause us to go crashing through the floor. He also paid off all my in-laws' debt. You can see right there, it's starting to add up, all the things that we've done, plus, $1,000 here and there, $2,000 here and there. It added up over time, and that's how we got the debt we have, and we're learning. It's a learning stage that being generous requires you to think about yourselves first, because we are suffering now because of our over generosity. Last couple of months, our giving category has been upwards of 30% of our salaries, which that could have been going to pay for debt. But we're learning, and this is a process, and Mauricio and I are really trying hard, and so I'm super excited to be hopefully teaching you from our mistakes. That's my goal, at least. So anyway, I have to go to work, so ciao for now.